In this video, I'm going to discuss how I passed my NCLEX in 60 questions, what I used to study, and my study habits. Let's get to it. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So I started studying for NCLEX March 17th, 2020, and the main reason I could actually get so much studying done was because that's just legit, because COVID kept me home and I wasn't allowed to go to work. In phase 2 of Kaplan, they have the roadmap to success section that I used and that I talked about when I did the Kaplan review. If you're interested, go ahead and hit this link up above to see more of that. After looking at the roadmap to success, I finally got my authorization to test, or ATT, from Pearson VUE in order for me to schedule my test, and I scheduled my test for May 7th. After that, I decided to print out a blank calendar to not only keep myself accountable, but for me to have better time management when I'm studying. First thing that I did was put my test date on that calendar. Then the day before, I put relax, because as I said in my video before, is the day before you take your NCLEX, you want to relax and you want to do nothing. You don't want to do anything in regards to nursing, so you could focus for the days ahead. Once I had those days marked, I worked my way backwards to the day that I was currently on. And with those days, I started to fill them in regards to when I was going to take quizzes, when I was going to take Q trainers, as well as when I was going to study content. I added some relaxation days in there too, because I didn't want to get burnt out. So every day I was studying 75 to 150 questions and remediating them right after. Then, after I studied them, I would just focus on content that I was having an issue with, such as pharmacology and pediatrics. As I'm studying, of course, I end up getting the worst email that somebody could get while they're studying for this exam. Yep, my test got canceled. Luckily for me, I was able to reschedule it for June 3rd. That way I wouldn't have so much time in between when my original test date was to where my current date was. I wouldn't have any issues studying, or I wouldn't have to wait too long. I heard that some people end up getting their test pushed out 4 or 5 months, so I definitely was lucky when I scheduled mine. I didn't really flip out too much because I was able to bounce back and reschedule my test. The coronavirus is a blessing and a curse, because individuals out there are really having a hard time with either struggling with a job or people that have actually contracted the virus. And I appreciate all those frontline workers and all those other people that are working out there to still provide those services to us, such as food and of course our healthcare workers. When it came to making my calendar, I followed it to a T, except where I had a couple of days off. But the biggest thing for me is if I took a day off, I always went back to that day that I didn't do, so I could hold myself accountable to make sure that I did as much as I possibly could. Hell, even on my days off, I was still listening to Mark Clement, because that man's a genius. Who knows? I might actually make a review about him. So, key points to remember. 1. Print out a calendar and put yourself on a schedule. 2. Have good time management skills. 3. Hold yourself accountable when it comes to studying. So if you put something on your schedule that you're supposed to study and then you don't do it, make sure you go back, you look at it, and you do what you missed. 4. Make sure you do a reasonable amount of questions. I suggest 75 to 150 a day or every other day. And 5. Remediation, because remediation is the key. If you're having a hard time understanding NCLEX style questions and you need to know why you got it right or why you got it wrong, you need to remediate, because remediation is the key to success when it comes to studying for this exam. Thank you all for stopping by. You know I always appreciate y'all being here for when I drop knowledge. If you like this video, go ahead and click this link to check out my other video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.